You've been told to stay hydrated, especially before bed. But what if I told you that the drink you're sipping after dinner, the one you think is helping, might actually be the reason you're waking up at 2 a.m.? Not just once, but every single night. And worse, it's silently dehydrating your body while pretending to hydrate it. The result? Poor sleep, more bathroom trips, and long-term strain on your bladder health. So what is this common drink? And what should you do instead? It's a routine you've grown used to, waking up in the middle of the night, shuffling toward the bathroom, and trying to fall back asleep afterward. Maybe it happens once, maybe twice, or maybe you've stopped counting. For many older adults, nighttime urination, also known as nocturia, feels like just another unavoidable part of aging. But here's the truth. It doesn't have to be. Nocturia isn't just annoying. It's one of the most overlooked causes of sleep disruption in seniors. And when sleep is disrupted, so is everything else. Your mood, your energy, your immune system, your memory, even your risk of falling increases. And yet, most people brush it off. They assume it's just their age, or maybe their bladder shrinking, or perhaps they simply drank too much water. But what if the real culprit is much sneakier? What if the problem isn't how much you're drinking, but what you're drinking? See, most people are taught that hydration is good, and that's true. Proper hydration is essential. But not all drinks hydrate equally, and some drinks, especially when consumed within a few hours of bedtime, have a paradoxical effect. They pull more water out of your body than they put in. That means your body enters a subtle state of dehydration while also flooding your bladder, the worst of both worlds. This sets off a chain reaction. First, your kidneys ramp up urine production, then your bladder fills faster than usual, and finally, your sleep gets interrupted, again and again. Over time, the consequences build. You start feeling more tired during the day. Your balance becomes less stable. You feel foggy, forgetful, or irritable, all because of a drink that claimed to help you relax. But here's the kicker. Many of the drinks seniors consume before bed are marketed as healthy. Some are even recommended by well-meaning professionals, yet they contain hidden compounds that act as mild diuretics, bladder irritants, or both. These compounds don't just make you pee more, they make your bladder more sensitive, more active, and more likely to wake you up for no good reason. And the worst part? This process starts silently. You don't notice the dehydration. You don't feel the irritation building. But night after night, it chips away at your quality of sleep and your sense of well-being. So what are these sneaky culprits? And what should you replace them with to protect your sleep and your health? We'll uncover that next. It's ironic, isn't it? You drink something warm and comforting before bed to help you relax, only to wake up a few hours later with a full bladder and a tired brain. The truth is, not all fluids hydrate you equally, and some of the most common bedtime beverages can actually do the opposite. Let's start with a familiar one. Herbal tea. That innocent-looking cup of chamomile or peppermint might seem like the perfect nighttime ritual. But many herbal teas, especially those labeled as detox or cleansing, contain natural diuretics. These compounds stimulate your kidneys to produce more urine, not less. Even without caffeine, they can increase fluid output and irritate the bladder lining, making you feel the urge to go even when your bladder isn't full. Then there's warm lemon water, a trendy bedtime health habit. It sounds harmless, maybe even beneficial. But here's what most people don't realize. Lemon is highly acidic. And while small amounts may aid digestion, larger doses, especially before lying down, can irritate the bladder and the lining of the urinary tract. For someone with even mild bladder sensitivity, this can be enough to trigger nighttime urgency. Caffeine, of course, is the most obvious culprit. Even decaffeinated coffee and tea can contain small amounts of caffeine, just enough to stimulate the bladder and mildly act as a diuretic. And if you think your afternoon cup of coffee is out of your system by bedtime, think again. In older adults, caffeine metabolism slows down significantly. That means caffeine consumed even 6 hours earlier may still be lingering in your system, keeping your brain lightly stimulated and your bladder more active. Let's talk about alcohol too. A small glass of wine at dinner might seem like a relaxing treat, but alcohol is both a diuretic and a sleep disruptor. It suppresses the production of vasopressin, a hormone that normally helps your kidneys reabsorb water and slow urine production at night. Without enough vasopressin, your kidneys just keep producing urine, and your bladder doesn't get a break. Even small amounts of alcohol in the evening can interfere with sleep cycles, weaken bladder control, and lead to early waking. And here's one that surprises a lot of people. Plain water. That's right. Even water, when consumed in excess close to bedtime, can work against you. While it doesn't dehydrate you, per se, drinking large volumes of water 1 to 2 hours before bed can override your body's natural antidiuretic hormone response and cause your kidneys to ramp up overnight urine production. The result? You're up at 1 a.m., even if you had a completely healthy beverage. Now, let's be clear. The goal isn't to scare you into avoiding liquids altogether. Hydration is essential, especially for older adults who are already at higher risk for dehydration. But timing and type are everything. Certain drinks pull more water out than they give in. Others irritate the bladder and confuse its signals. And when consumed too close to bedtime, even healthy drinks can trick your body into turning on its faucet, just when you need it to stay off. So if these drinks are quietly sabotaging your sleep and hydration, what should you be sipping instead? We'll cover the most bladder-friendly, sleep-supporting options next. Now that we've uncovered the drinks that quietly work against your bladder and sleep, let's flip the script. Because the right drink, taken at the right time, can do more than keep you hydrated. It can help you sleep deeper, reduce bathroom trips, and even support your muscles, joints, and brain as you age. First on the list, warm water with a pinch of sea salt. Sounds simple, but this combination is deceptively powerful. The tiny amount of electrolytes in natural salt, especially sodium and magnesium, helps your body retain fluid instead of flushing it out. Just a quarter teaspoon of unrefined sea salt in a cup of warm water can gently rehydrate your cells without overstimulating your bladder. It's the hydration equivalent of sipping instead of flooding, and that means less urine production overnight. Another option? Coconut water, but only in small doses. Coconut water is rich in potassium and natural electrolytes. It hydrates efficiently without the sugar spike that fruit juices bring. But be careful. Some versions are packed with added sugars or even caffeine from energy blends. Look for an unsweetened organic coconut water and limit the portion to about 4 to 6 ounces in the evening. It's enough to keep you nourished, but not enough to trigger overactivity in the kidneys. Then there's tart cherry juice, diluted and timed right. Tart cherries contain a natural form of melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle. Studies have shown that small servings of tart cherry juice can improve sleep duration and quality in older adults. But again, moderation is key. Tart cherry juice is acidic and naturally high in sugar, so dilute 1 part juice with 2 parts water and drink it at least 1 hour before bed to avoid bladder irritation. Next up, magnesium-rich golden milk, made with unsweetened almond or oat milk, a pinch of turmeric, cinnamon, and a magnesium glycinate powder or capsule stirred in. Magnesium is essential for muscle relaxation, stress regulation, and deeper sleep. This drink is soothing, low in sugar, and won't overstimulate your kidneys like teas or alcohol. Plus, turmeric adds anti-inflammatory benefits that support your joints and immune system. If you're looking for simplicity, try plain warm almond milk or oat milk, unsweetened, of course. These non-dairy options have a calming effect and are naturally low in acid, making them bladder-friendly. Many contain small amounts of magnesium and calcium, which aid in relaxation and can even prevent nighttime muscle cramps. Just make sure you're using a variety without added gums, thickeners, or artificial sweeteners, as these can irritate digestion and sleep quality. And finally, perhaps the most strategic drink for seniors looking to preserve muscle and improve sleep: a Casein protein shake. Taken 30 to 60 minutes before bed, a slow-digesting protein like micellar casein delivers a steady stream of amino acids through the night. This not only helps maintain lean muscle mass, which is critical for metabolism and mobility, but also reduces the overnight catabolic state where your body breaks down muscle tissue due to fasting. We'll dive deeper into this in the next section, but know this: the right kind of protein at night can dramatically improve your health span. The key with all these drinks is intentional timing and portioning. You don't want to overload your bladder. You want to nourish your body with what it needs, just enough to stay balanced, hydrated, and strong, while allowing it to rest. So while you don't need to stop drinking fluids before bed, you do need to drink smarter. And if you're wondering which of these drinks does double duty, hydrating your body while preserving your muscle and fighting age-related decline, you'll want to stick around for the next part, because that's where things get exciting. Let's talk about one of the most underrated health secrets in aging well, muscle preservation, and how one specific nighttime protein can support it while you sleep. Most people associate protein with weightlifters or athletes, but for seniors, protein becomes a different kind of superpower. After the age of 50, we begin to lose muscle at a faster pace, a process called sarcopenia. It's gradual, silent, and devastating. You might not notice it at first. Maybe you're a little slower getting out of bed or you don't carry groceries as easily. But over time, that small loss snowballs into weakness, imbalance, falls, even hospital stays. And the worst part, once you lose too much muscle, it's hard to gain it back. Now here's where things get fascinating. Most muscle loss doesn't happen during the day, it happens at night when you're fasting during sleep. While you rest, your body runs out of circulating amino acids, the building blocks of muscle. With no fresh supply coming in, your body starts breaking down muscle to meet its needs. For younger adults, this isn't a huge problem. Their muscles bounce back. But for older adults, especially those over 60, the recovery window shrinks, and the losses stack up night after night. So how do we stop it? That's where casein protein comes in. Casein is a special kind of protein found in dairy. Unlike whey, which digests quickly and gives you a short burst of amino acids, casein digests slowly, over several hours. Think of it like a steady drip of fuel instead of a fast-burning spark. When you consume casein before bed, it forms a gel in your stomach, gradually releasing amino acids into your bloodstream while you sleep. This helps your body stay in a balanced state, where muscle breakdown doesn't outpace muscle repair. But this isn't just theory. In clinical studies, older adults who consumed 30 to 40 grams of casein protein before bed showed significant improvements in muscle preservation, strength, and even immune response. Their muscles remained in a more anabolic and or building-up state during the overnight fast, while those who didn't supplement continued to lose lean tissue silently through the night. Casein doesn't just protect your muscles, it also supports better sleep quality. Unlike sugary snacks or acidic drinks, casein doesn't spike your blood sugar or stimulate your bladder. And because protein promotes the release of satiety hormones, it may actually help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. If you're worried about weight gain, don't be. Protein, especially slow-digesting protein, has a high thermic effect, meaning your body burns more calories digesting it than carbs or fat. It also supports your metabolism by maintaining muscle, which burns more calories at rest. In short, more muscle equals more energy, better mobility, and less fat accumulation. So how do you start? The most practical way is with a micellar casein protein shake, a clean, low-sugar powder mixed with water or unsweetened almond milk. It's easy on digestion, affordable, and incredibly effective. Some people prefer whole foods like Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, but you'd need a very large portion to reach the optimal 30-40 grams of protein, which isn't always comfortable right before bed. And here's the most exciting part. This isn't just about muscle. Muscle is your metabolic engine, your glucose regulator, your immune support, and your mobility anchor. When you protect your muscle, you're protecting your independence, your energy, and your ability to bounce back from illness or injury. Every night you either protect your muscle or let it erode, there's no neutral. And the difference between feeling 80 at 60 or 60 at 80 might come down to this one habit: drinking the right protein before bed. In the next section, we'll show you exactly how to build this nighttime habit into your routine, without disrupting your sleep or appetite. Because longevity isn't just about adding years to your life, it's about adding strength to those years. We've talked about the science, we've talked about the muscle. Now let's make it practical. Because the truth is, knowledge means nothing without consistency. And if you want to stop waking up at night, preserve your strength, and feel genuinely rested in the morning, you need a simple, sustainable bedtime routine that works with your aging body, not against it. So how do you build that? Start about 2 hours before bedtime. This is your wind-down window, the time when your brain and body should be easing out of alertness and into recovery mode. Keep the lights soft, Turn off the television and avoid screens when you can. Blue light from phones and tablets suppresses melatonin, your body's natural sleep hormone, and makes it harder to fall asleep deeply. Next, think about liquid cutoff. The goal isn't to stop drinking completely, but to switch from large, frequent sips to small, strategic ones. Around 90 minutes before bed, stop drinking any diuretic beverages. That includes black tea, herbal detox blends, lemon water, or anything with caffeine or alcohol. Instead, reach for one of the bladder-friendly options we talked about earlier, a small cup of warm almond milk or a diluted magnesium drink. These soothe your nervous system without flooding your bladder. About 30 to 45 minutes before bed, prepare your casein protein shake. Mix 1 scoop of a clean micellar casein protein powder into a cup of water or unsweetened milk. Sip it slowly. Don't chug. The goal is to let your body settle into the idea that nourishment is coming. If you're using food instead, opt for a high-protein portion of cottage cheese or plain Greek yogurt, about 1.5 to 2 cups, depending on the brand, to reach that 30-40 gram protein goal. Avoid pairing it with high-fat or high-sugar items, which can interfere with digestion and hormone balance. While sipping, consider building in stacked habits, simple actions that reinforce each other. For example, take your magnesium or calcium supplement alongside your shake. Do a few minutes of gentle stretching or deep breathing. Brush your teeth. By linking these steps together, you create a bedtime sequence that your body begins to recognize and eventually crave as a signal to wind down. Once you're in bed, resist the urge to check your phone. Even quick glances stimulate your brain, interrupt your sleep prep, and delay melatonin production. Instead, dim the lights fully, and if you need mental distraction, use a calming audiobook or nature sounds. The goal is stillness, not stimulation. But here's the most important part. Make it easy. Don't overcomplicate this. Keep your casein powder somewhere visible. Pre-fill your cup with water. Set a phone reminder if needed, not to nag you, but to support you. The easier it is to follow this routine, the more likely you are to stick with it. And the more consistent you are, the more powerful the results become. Remember, you're not doing this to impress anyone. You're doing it so you can stay strong, mobile, and independent, not just this year, but 10 years from now. You're doing it so you can keep walking under your own power, so you can get out of bed in the morning without wincing, so you can live life on your own terms, not at the mercy of your bladder, your fatigue, or your fear of falling. And it all starts tonight. One smart drink, one simple habit, one stronger body. In our final section, we'll tie it all together and reveal why this seemingly small change could be the most powerful upgrade you'll make in your later years. It's easy to overlook the small things. A single scoop of protein powder, a few sips of a calming drink, a quiet decision made in the last few minutes of your day. But what if that one decision, repeated night after night, was the difference between decline and resilience? Because that's exactly what it is. See, aging isn't defined by your birth year. It's defined by momentum, by the direction your health is heading. Every choice you make to nourish your body, to support your sleep, to protect your muscles, moves that momentum one way or the other. It's not dramatic, it's not loud, but it is powerful. And the best part, it's not too late. Even if you've lost muscle, even if you've been waking up every night for months, even years, you can change your trajectory. Because the human body is unbelievably adaptive. It's waiting for a reason to rebuild, waiting for a signal to protect itself. And when you give it what it needs, just enough protein, timed right, delivered slowly, it responds. Your cells respond. Your strength returns. Your sleep deepens. And suddenly, you're no longer bracing yourself for what aging will take away. You're leaning into what it can still give. Let's be clear, this isn't a miracle pill. It's not a gimmick. And it's not just about looking stronger in the mirror. It's about being able to carry your own groceries, stand from a chair, climb stairs, walk your grandchild to school. These are the real milestones of aging well. And they don't come from willpower alone. They come from strategy. The kind of strategy that understands biology, that respects your body's changing needs, and that honors your future self. So tonight, when you stand in your kitchen, When you feel that familiar tug to grab the usual cup of tea or glass of wine, pause and reach for something different, something smarter, something kinder to your aging body, something that tells your muscles, your brain, and your immune system, I've got your back. It's one choice, one moment, one drink. But over time, it becomes your edge. Because aging isn't the enemy. Inaction is. And now you know better. So tonight, do better. Because the most powerful transformations don't start with a crash diet, a surgery, or a dramatic fitness plan. They start with a glass, a scoop, and a decision that says, I'm not giving up on strength, energy, or independence. Not tonight, not ever.